Now, 110 years ago, the Union Jack flew over this city and every single county across the country. That flag, or some version of that flag, flew for about 500 years in this country. It represented the largest empire that the world has ever seen, and it seemed immovable. Now, the generation that came in 1916 was probably one of the weakest generations that Ireland had ever seen. It was a generation not far from the damage of the Gurta Moor, from the famine, when 1 million people died and 1 million people were forced to emigrate. The Irish nation at that time was on its knees, and yet this was a generation that set the objective of trying to remove a flag and all it stood for that was there for 500 years in this country. And they succeeded in lighting the fire that led to the War of Independence success for the 26 counties at that moment in time. Now, they didn't do it for a political or a pipe dream. They did it because there was an existential threat that if Ireland is ruled from abroad, the rulers would not take into consideration the needs of that country. They knew that London rule over this country had an enormously damaging effect on this country. And I believe that that is the case, that self-determination is one of the key aspects of a proper, progressive, functioning society. And that if London, Brussels or Berlin make decisions, those decisions will not be as good as the decisions that are made by the Irish people. Now, it's interesting that every single minister in this Dáil has the power to be a minister because of the sacrifice that happened in the GPO. The very sovereignty that you're using to turn the GPO into a shopping centre, that sovereignty comes from the death and destruction that happened to the revolutionaries in the GPO. And I think it is an amazing insult that the government would use that sovereignty in such a disgusting way in terms of destroying the GPO in what it stands for. The problem I have in all of this is that that particular site, the GPO and the Moore Street location, offers wonderful opportunities to this country. It offers an opportunity for a heritage cultural centre that could be the heartbeat of both the city and the country. It offers an opportunity for the use of the Irish language, for theatre, for writing, for the arts, to have a home in this country. And yet the government have allowed a contractor, a building contractor, to develop plans to smash through the terrace in which the soldiers of the Republic tried to tunnel through to make their escape, beside where the O'Rahilly was killed in a hail of bullets by the British. It's just bonkers. And the reason I don't believe you either is because one of the attributes of this government when it actually says no is to say yes. Yeah, I see government ministers going out to the gates of Leinster House on a regular basis, putting their hands around campaign groups and telling them yes and getting into the photographs and giving big smiles and then coming into Leinster House here and voting against them. The same happened when I tabled a bill to make sure that Moore Street was recognised as a national monument. Fianna Fáilers got up one after another, Fine Gaelers saying that they supported the objective, and yet they voted against my bill to make that happen. I urge you at this stage, don't treat the GPO like Moore Street. Don't treat the GPO like Bodenstown. Don't treat it like the O'Rahilly House. Lift it up into the cultural asset, the educational opportunity, the wonderful heritage that it is, and allow the people of Ireland to enjoy it for generations.